UFC Fight Night, Taira versus Royval. Time to recap it. But I think it exceeded our expectations a little bit. I was pretty stoked on most of the fights. The decisions, like, first off, I want to start off this podcast by saying fire Saul D'Amato, the judge.
Yeah, 100%.
What is that dude still doing there? He fucks up almost every single close decision. Get him out of there. I'm tired of it.
Yep. I'm over it.
Yeah.
These judges need to figure something out here. I think we should go to an open scoring system, but that's not a controversial opinion at this point. I don't.
Yeah, I don't think so. I don't really care about the open scoring thing. It's more so just when you have two judges scoring it one way, which was clearly the way the fight went, and then you have one judge who went completely the other way, and it happens multiple times on a card, throughout multiple cards over the course of years. I think you get rid of these guys. It doesn't make any sense to keep them. Saul D'Amato has been a judge since I started watching the sport.
Yeah.
Like, I don't understand why he's still around. He's probably like grandfathered in some way, but I just wanted to start it with that because there were two fights on this card specifically where the other judges got it right, Saul D'Amato got it wrong, and it was really frustrating. But
yeah,
let's start it off. Clayton Carpenter, Lucas Hocha.
We don't rate judges around here. We can ask them to leave.
Yeah, peace.
Dude, Clay Carpenter was, I think, the force to be reckoned with that we expected him to be.
Yeah, I picked against him because of the experience, but, I mean, it's pretty dominant.
Yeah.
Cut him open in the first round, finished him in the second. Impressive.
Yeah, dude's a problem at that weight. I mean, it's nice to see some kind of new fun movement in the flyweight division. It's always kind of been one of those that, you know, it's had its moments where it's been really fun to watch. It's had its other moments where it's like, oh, shit, how long is this going to be a division?
Yeah.
I think we're at a point where we're getting some good talent back in, and the main event, I think, shows that as well.
Yeah, it's becoming a talent-rich division after a long time, but it's getting there.
Yep.
Impressive performance.
Next one, bantamweight. We had Cody Haddon versus Dan Arguleta. You know, I called that one. I like Cody. He looked good. It went to a decision, which, hey, you know, that is what it is. But I think he's got some promise still, and bantamweight's a stacked division, so I think he's going to have plenty of fights before we really get to see what he's made of.
Yeah. Also so I think we all got this one right. Also want to point out, in the predictions video, I said Dan Argueta, this is a dude who could probably lose some muscle mass and do better. Missed weight by 2.5 pounds. I think, but he's also in a weird position where he is a little too small for featherweight. He probably could fight at featherweight, but I think he's almost like even short for bantamweight. But he's just big. But that might just be his build, and he might just not be able to do anything about it. But, you know, he's a strong guy. He was able to get some takedowns, but at the end of the day, Haddon just skills-wise was just ahead.
Yep.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm. Nice.
Let's see. Next one.
Women's strawweight.
The first of the split decisions of the night, dude.
Yeah, this is this is the first one that I was talking about. Saul D'Amato had it for Corey McKenna. I mean, I don't see. I gave Corey McKenna the third round. I don't see. I mean, in the first two rounds, she was just trying to survive. I don't know how you can score someone around when literally they're on the back foot, getting hit with shots, just trying to survive the entire time. That it makes no sense. I don't know what fight you're watching. Get rid of any judge who would score round 1 or 2 for Corey McKenna. It doesn't make any sense.
Yeah, dude. Honestly, it is crazy that we don't see a lot of movement within the judges. It is the athletic It's up to the athletic commission. So,
and they hire the same fucking 3 guys.
And so it's at that point it's like governmental corruption, you know? At this level.
I mean, thankfully Pilastri got the win. 2 judges knew what the hell they were looking at. I got it wrong, even though I did want Pilastri to win, and I, put a little something on Pilastri on the side there. I don't know if we're allowed to say that, but whatever.
Hey, we're not anybody else's bets.
I don't recommend anybody bet what I bet. I bet it's my record is terrible, so don't listen to me at all. But Pilastri piecing her up the first 2 rounds, able to it's kind of frustrating. There are a couple fighters in the UFC who do this, I feel like, where they know that they're a lot better than a lot of the people in the division. And round 3, Pilastri was just like up against the fence, just like, this chick's not going to take me down, so I'm just not even going to try. And then McKenna locked her hands and took her down. It's like, well, dude, yes, she can't take you down if you try to defend it, because you're better at defending than she is at the offensive grappling. But gave up that takedown in the 3rd round and whatever.
Yeah.
Anyway.
Next one was, I think Junior Tafa made us eat our words on that one for sure.
Yeah, I got this one wrong for sure.
I got that real
wrong.
Yeah.
Represent for the Tafas, dude.
But this is why I said
they're very hit or miss. Very hit or miss.
I think we were right in saying that, this is a fight of 2 out of shape guys. Because good Lord, by the 2nd round, they both looked exhausted.
Yeah, and Shirov took it on short notice, but Tafa, what are you doing? You have a full training camp and you can't.
Tafa had a full training camp and he didn't look like he was going to make it to the 3rd, and it was that desperation, I got to finish it now kind of moment. And hey, good on him. He got it done, right? Dude, he did it. But
both of them should be grateful to the ref.
Yes.
Both of them. Because if that made it to the 3rd round, they would have both got hit for stalling. Like they couldn't, even in the beginning of the 2nd round, they both were like, holy shit, I can barely throw a punch right now.
And this card, as it kind of came out to show, there were a couple moments where I think the ref probably could have stepped in and didn't. And I don't know that I was upset about it, but it was kind of the theme of the night where I think fights maybe went a little longer than we've seen them go in previous times, just because the refs were, I don't know, either feeling it that night, didn't think the damage was there. I'm not sure, but there were a couple fights. I mean, even the main event had moments where I think the ref may have stepped in and didn't, which was good because it led to a much better fight.
Yeah, we'll get to that one. But at the end of the day, it's like, I don't know. Even the commentary was saying like Junior Tafa, I think, could just be a light heavyweight, and he's fighting at heavyweight.
I think he would do better there.
I don't know. I really don't know. I just don't think his skills are there, to be honest.
It's definitely a tougher division. It's definitely a more athletic division too.
Yeah.
But if he dropped 30, 40, 50 pounds, he might be okay.
Maybe maybe he'd gain some speed.
And maybe he'd keep some of that power behind it, because I don't know that it's going to drop.
You guys are putting a lot of faith in the Tafas right now, dude.
I am putting a hell of a lot of faith.
I would
a lot of faith.
I wouldn't care if the UFC let both of them go. I don't care.
I mean,
same.
I literally don't care.
Once we found out that they weren't going to be the next Mark Hunt, you know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
All right. Next one. I mean, we got the pick right, but I think Temba could have had a bit more impressive of a performance.
Yeah, I agree.
I don't know why he chose to. He had a clear speed advantage. Like, the fight started and Temba was kind of cracking him with some really fast straight shots, and then all of a sudden he's like, "Oh, I'm doing well with that. You know what I'm gonna do? Just take him down for the rest of the fight."
Yeah.
I'm like, dude, Nico Price is slow. You're cracking him. You hurt him on the feet within like the first 30 seconds of the fight. Why switch that up?
Yeah.
But whatever.
Hey, we'll give it to him. There's your decision, bud.
Yeah, he got it. We were all wrong about the next one.
Yeah, I was not
historically.
I kind of walked away from this fight and came back and it was over, and so I missed this one. I'll be honest.
Mm-hmm.
Sabatini fucked Pierce up.
Did he?
It's crazy.
Yeah.
Okay.
It's crazy. Like historically, all of the most boring fighters were actually coming out with crazy finishes.
Yeah.
Like Grant Dawson got a fucking finish in there, dude.
Grant Dawson was.
Oh yeah.
We'll fucking get to
awesome.
that, dude.
Yeah.
But Pat Sabatini stunned this guy in the first fucking minute of the round, bro.
And Jonathan Pierce is no slouch. He has a wrestling mat tattooed on his chest, and Sabatini just went in there against the fence, took him down, choked him out, made it look easy. Like didn't even sweat.
Love it.
Crazy.
Hilarious, honestly.
Pretty crazy. Fucked him up.
He got teched. You know what I'm saying?
Oof.
That's as
Nah,
close
he
to
got
getting teched as you
pinned.
can.
He's got pinned immediately.
Yeah. Tough one. Tough go.
Okay, next one. Holy shit, this dude's crazy.
Emerov, dude.
He's a fun one.
Emerov
Yeah.
swings for the fences.
I mean,
Goodness.
he's gonna get knocked out by someone in the top 15, but it'll be
But
fun.
until then,
It'll be fun on his way there.
Homeboy's
It's a
got
good
some
time.
power.
It's a good time.
Yeah, well, I'll have fun watching him until he gets to the top 15.
This was one of those fights where I thought the ref was going to stop it sooner. I saw him hit those first couple shots. I saw CJ start to shell up, and I'm like, oh man, we're going to get another Izzy moment where it's just going to be off the fence, and the ref's going to step in and call it. And
Yeah, dude. Once
He let him go out.
once a dude legitimately starts running away from the other dude, it's time.
Yeah.
It's time to end the fight.
I
Yep.
feel like we
If you
called
turn your
this
back
fight
and
pretty
run,
well too.
Or
you turn your back and run.
or you stop it and you say, "Hey, if you run away, I'm going to flag you for avoiding activity."
Mm.
Because that's
Dang.
crazy. Running away from someone, like turning your back and running, like they're chasing
Turning and
you.
running, man.
Yeah.
Nope.
So that was crazy.
Yeah,
but
Timurov's going to be fun to watch.
but let's be real sloppy.
Yeah.
Super
Yeah,
fucking
definitely
sloppy.
Definitely not a technical fight. I mean, maybe he could be, but
And
that
this
was
is-
not a show of technique for
And
sure.
I'm sure there's gonna be a lot of people who come out and they're like, "Oh my god, the power of Temrop." It's like, dude, anyone who swings that hard is going to knock someone out. That's not power. That's like just fucking
Physics.
throwing that's yeeting all your power into one punch. Like,
Yeah, dude.
but either way, we'll see. Maybe that's just
Okay.
what he wanted to do for that matchup. Maybe he was just like, "This will work."
I'm gonna send it. Yeah.
I'm gonna give me a bonus real quick.
Yeah.
Yeah.
All right.
Main card.
Main card.
Dude, this was a much more competitive fight than I think we expected it to be. I don't know, maybe more than I expected it to
I feel
be.
like
at least.
the scarier D-Rod tries to look, like the sloppier he fights. Because I remember when he was all clean cut, bro, and he was boxing the shit out of people. And like the more MS-13 tattoos he gets, like fucking, it just
gives
goes
him
on
power.
to like, yeah, dude, it reduces his aura. I was just like, bro, how are you letting Alex Morono take you to a split right now, losing rounds?
I
like-
video 2 in a row of petitioning to get Morono removed from the UFC. I really hope it happens now.
That's crazy. Because I think some people thought he won that fight, and I thought so right up until the third
Honestly,
round.
get rid of both.
I don't care.
Bro.
Yeah, get rid of both of them. That just means D-Rod's horrible. Get rid of
Yeah.
Alex Morono right now. I fucking hate him.
170. Let's go. There's too many good people there. They don't need to be there.
Yeah. 170 is the most exciting it's ever been. We're gonna keep Alex Morono. Come on.
Oof.
Anyway,
This is a good one.
yeah. This was a really good
This is a
fight.
good one.
I picked Dawson, I believe.
Yeah.
Yeah. Wow. Took him down like it was nothing.
Easy.
And Garcia's
He had nothing for him on the
great
ground
grappler.
either.
No.
Took him down like it was nothing. Ground and pound like exactly what you want to see.
Yep.
Yeah.
That was effective use of wrestling in MMA.
Yeah.
100%.
Absolutely. This is, if you're a wrestler in MMA, look at what Moicano did. Look at what Grant Dawson just did. That's how you use wrestling in MMA.
100%.
Not much more to say about that. Perfect performance from Grant Dawson.
Yep. Really nicely done.
Next one.
Oh, boy. The clinch war.
Another person I'm petitioning to get removed from the UFC, Jared Gooden. Please cut him. I hate watching him fight. Chidi.
Was landing some clean shots.
He was.
And dude, his clinch work was sick.
Yeah, his clinch work.
He was working that plum, dude, the plum clinch against the cage.
Yeah, that's his.
You don't see that too often, bro.
Yeah, that's the best thing he does.
It was really nice to see.
Good to see. Tough fight overall. Little bit of a snooze fest.
Yeah, like it's another one that was like it was frustrating.
Cool, it's technical, but it's boring to watch. Unfortunately, sometimes.
Yeah, it was just frustrating. Like, Chidi was the one choosing to get to that clinch, even though he definitely could have finished the fight at distance. Yeah, it was frustrating, but it was a good win from Chidi. It was impressive.
I mean, the dude's got some good clinch work and really good control against Jared Gooden.
Yeah, for sure.
Oh boy,
Brad Tavares versus the Iron Turtle. Let's go, dude.
Yeah, dude, Iron Turtle.
Our boy did it. Bro. Iron Turtle. It was a good fight.
That was a great fight.
It was a really good fight. Probably fight of the night. You know, I would give it fight of the night over the main event just because it was more competitive. I think Royval beat the shit out of Taira, but
we'll get there.
Yeah, we'll get there. Yeah, Iron Turtle, great job. Got dropped in round 1, and he said it just kind of woke him up. He was just like, "Oh shit, I just got punched. Now, all right, fight's on." Hey. And yeah, he worked his way back, grappling, striking. You know, held his own in the striking. Good performance overall.
Yeah. Do we think that anything is going to ever come out of either of these two based on that fight, though?
Probably not. It'll probably get Junior.
It doesn't feel like a consequential fight. It feels like all right, cool, you won one.
Yeah, I mean, I think what this fight will get Junior Park is probably a top 15 guy. Okay. Yeah, that's what I think.
Hey, fair enough. I like that.
Yeah, especially on a co-main event, you know. You put someone in a co-main event position, and then they get a win over Brad Tavares, who in that fight now holds the record for most fights at middleweight and most octagon time at middleweight. So good guy to get a win over. Yeah, good performance. That's what I think.
Yeah, for sure. I like that Korea slowly starting to come back to the UFC. You know what I'm saying? We have some dope Korean fighters coming up.
Yeah, Korean fighters are always exciting.
They're always life or death.
Yeah,
so
life or death, for sure.
Hopefully Korean Superboy comes back, dude. I want to believe.
I've never been a big fan, but...
And, we get the Iron Turtle up there, too.
Yeah.
Get him in some fun matchups.
Yeah.
I'm not mad at it.
Yeah. He proves that he can hang. He can get wins against good guys.
Maybe you put him up against the loser of Fluffy and Pieta.
Oh, okay. Next week.
Yeah. Maybe.
Put him up against.
Yeah, we could do a future matchups video too.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
But onto the main event. Holy shit!
Goodness, man.
What a chin!
That was quite the fight.
What a chin on Taira. I mean that was crazy.
Yeah.
And say what you will about Royval's power. Like, he was landing clean
shots. Yeah.
Clean. And so if he did have more power, I mean, he would have put Taira out of there.
Easy, because he was landing accurate shots. Taira wasn't. His defense, as far as like striking coming in, is not good at all. His head was there to be hit. His hands were here the whole time, just you know.
It was crazy.
Yeah,
it was hard to watch
at
all. I don't know. His striking has looked better. I don't know. You know, some guys are just like it just they don't necessarily feel great on a certain night and whatever. Like he looked stuck in the striking, which Brandon Royval throws weird shit like. Even if it's just like a 1-2, the way he throws it is just weird.
Yeah.
And he throws with a lot of volume, right? He's definitely one of those guys that's never going to put you out in one, so he's going to just try and add up as much as he can.
Yeah.
We saw that against Moreno, too. He did the same thing, right? Where he was threw some 200 and something strikes against Brandon Moreno in a boxing match, basically.
Is he should definitely like at least learn to sit down on his punches a lot more, because he's so floaty and in and out and like really like focused on movement. There was a lot of opportunities where he could have just sat down, sat his weight down and just fucking, threw it. We need to send him to the goblin lair, and teach him some goblin stance so he can really get the torque on his shoulders. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah, he does.
He has
He
very
needs
narrow
to.
shoulders. That could be the thing too, dude. His grappling defense was sick too.
Yeah, I mean,
Taira,
dude, Taira had a guillotine locked up, or no, sorry, rear naked choke locked up at the end of the second round. And if I'm being completely honest, like, obviously, we saw that Royval can fight out and fight the hands and get out of bad positions because he did it later in the fight. But in the second round, Taira was still strong, hadn't been cracked a ton yet, and had a deep rear naked choke right at the end of the second round, I believe.
Yes.
God, it's like moments like that really suck because you're like, oh fuck, there's no way of knowing for sure, and sure Royval can get out of stuff, but you're like, he was so goddamn close at the end of that.
He was close in the fourth as well, not anywhere near as close as in the second, but there was that moment where he came back in the third round. He almost got finished in the third, came back in the fourth, had that moment where he got the back again, and you're like, oh shit.
Yeah.
We might see a fourth round comeback after getting almost finished in the third.
Yeah, I thought, when he got the takedown in the fourth round, I was like going nuts.
Yep.
Because I was like, yes, this is what he needs. Yes, please, just
yes.
But, I mean, I was right in the sense that Taira was much stronger than Brandon in the grappling exchanges. I mean, Royval could not get out. Once Taira was on his back, had that body triangle, Taira's so good at, like, moving with wherever the guy on bottom goes. Like, he just is so good at following and keeping that body triangle. But
squirming a lot, dude. Effectively squirming in just all the right ways to just keep that finish away from him.
Yeah, man, good fight.
Great fight.
Honestly, good performance from both guys. Taira needs to work on his defensive striking from distance. But he's young as hell. I think
he's like 24.
Yeah. Big stock raise for both of them, I think. Regardless of who won this fight, both of them stay in that top 3, top 5 flyweight contendership for sure. And obviously, Royval staying at number 1, but
yeah, and what do we have at the flyweight title right now? I mean, who's next? We have
Asakura.
Yeah, Kai Asakura.
Oh, okay.
Yeah, so it won't be bad. It'll be interesting to see Pantoja fight another Japanese guy, see if he can deal with that kind of style, because it is different.
That's pretty cool.
The biggest thing that I was noticing in that fight too, and you mentioned it earlier, the chin on Tatsuro Taira, and that I wonder how much of that comes from the way that the Japanese spar. Like, I remember seeing it with Takeru over in K1, just like how many shots that dude takes in sparring and how hard they spar each other often.
Yeah.
And I mean, we see folks like Holloway or Cerrone that are like, oh man, I don't hard spar anymore. It messes with my chin. It's putting wear and tear on you. But, consistently you see a lot of these Japanese fighters willing to just kind of march in, take a couple shots to land a few, or take a couple to get a takedown. But
like Taira and Takeru, like they're both young guys.
Yes.
So like we'll see in a couple of years what the hard sparring regularly will do to him. I mean, that fight alone. I mean, it's good that he was 16-0 and probably didn't take too much damage before this fight.
Yeah.
But I think he should take a little bit of time off.
Wouldn't hurt.
Wouldn't hurt.
That was quite the fight.
Yeah. He took over like 100 shots to the head, so he should take a break. But I'm probably gonna make some what I think are good possible matchups for some of the key fighters from the card.
Nice.
And maybe we'll reconvene for that. But either way, great card and great fight for Brandon Royval.
And you know what? Sometimes a flyweight main event can be fun.
That's the lesson learned from today. And we'll leave you on that. Peace out. See you next time.